Hey guys, so I wanted to give a few tips on the single leg deadlift. It's a bit of a tricky exercise that some people really struggle with, so I wanted to give you guys some tips so that you can make it as good as possible. Start out with holding just one weight rather than two, just to start, because if you're struggling with your balance and stuff, you can use your other hand for balance. Later on, when you're feeling more confident with your balance and the exercise itself, you can go ahead and do it with 2 dumbbells or kettlebells or whatever you're using. Hold the dumbbell actually in the opposite hand of whatever leg is going to be stationary rather than holding it on the same side. So if I'm doing it on my right side, I don't want to hold the dumbbell on my right side because I find that it knocks me off balance. Versus holding it in my opposite hand, it'd be more natural, like when we walk, you generally go opposite arm, opposite hand. Next thing, this is not a figure skating exercise, and what I mean by that is when people go down into the single leg deadlift, they tend to skew their hips and go almost into like this figure skating position. It's not like that. You want to keep your hips as square as humanly possible so that your whole upper body becomes parallel with the floor. So what I mean by that is keeping my hips nice and square. You can use this other hand out like this, or if you need for balance, you can kind of just touch a wall or something like that. As you go down, I'm keeping my hips as square as possible. I'm not tilting up. I'm not letting it sink down. Everything is square. I have to engage this glute a lot to make sure that that happens. It'll look something like this. My leg is up. I'm looking straight ahead. Make sure everything stays nice and square. Sending my hip back, keeping everything nice and square, coming down to about as parallel as I possibly can, and then squeeze the glute, push through the floor, back up to standing. And if you're having trouble with balance, plant that foot, then go back down again. And back up. Next thing is you want to make sure that your upper body stays nice and tall. As I go down, I don't want to be doing anything like this. That's going to cause a lot of strain on my back. Think of myself as like a straight board. Hip going back, engaging the glute, and slowly return back up. And again, if you need help with balance, you can have this other hand free so that you can touch a wall or something like that, just to help guide yourself along with your balance as you go down and return back up. Over time, you're going to get better with balance so that you're not feeling so flimsy like you're going to flop over. I hope that helps. Post any questions that you might have in the comments.